Good morning. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. And I have my 2 copies of my dissertation ready to hand in to the computer lab. Very excited to get this done and over with. Also got 1 lecture today and I think that is it. But I shall check because when I woke up I couldn't even remember what day it was. I'm gonna have 1 final check to make sure nothing horrendous has happened when it was printed. The weather is so nice today. Hello, can I hand in my part 2 dissertation?
Just need you to sign this declaration to say that you're happy. Okay then, that's everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, well done.
And it's done, my dissertation is handed in. It is time for the final Wednesday Komsky meeting ever for me. Every Wednesday evening for the past 3 years, Andrew Wright, our Director of Studies, has put on some sort of session for the Komskys here. It's sometimes a talk from somebody related to computer science, sometimes it's like a fun kind of activity we do, like we play a game or we do something in teams that's related to computer science. We spent a lot of time taking turns the 3rd years to present our projects to everyone else. He tries to use it as an opportunity to teach us how to present well to other people. But this is the last one this term because everyone's exams start in a couple of weeks. And this is going to be my last one ever. And Wednesday meetings are complete. It's kind of sad that everything's ending. Next week is the last lecture, in about 2 weeks will be the last supervision that I have, and not much longer before everything is done and I graduate and then I go home the same day. Like, graduation is the day that Queen's kicks us out. It's really harsh actually, but then that'll be it. It'll be the end of my time as a student at Cambridge. Along with the 2 paper copies of our dissertation that the computer lab want, they also want a PDF version and a copy of all of our code. Now, it's ridiculous how many copies of the dissertation that they want. They want 2 paper copies because 2 examiners mark it and they want to be able to do them at the same time. And they want a PDF copy apparently because sometimes the examiners don't want the paper copy. So instead of finding out first whether they want like a PDF or paper, they just get both. So such a waste of paper. Then they want a copy of our code, which apparently they don't look at unless they need to. If there's something suspicious in your dissertation, then they'll go and have a look at your code to make sure you've actually done this and you haven't just copied it or you haven't lied about what you've programmed. I kind of suspect that you could get away with lying in your part 2 project. I would not recommend doing this because if you do and they find out, you'll fail. And I obviously haven't done this, but you can choose your own supervisor. My supervisor was one of my supervisors from a previous year for one of the lecture courses that we had in graphics. But it is possible to choose somebody outside of the computer lab, and if you choose somebody who is like kind of in on your little plot to not do your project, they can help you lie about it. Then obviously you need to write a dissertation. You can't really get around that bit, but you don't necessarily have to have done the project to write about it. You could just make it all up. But then your Director of Studies needs to see a demo. I wouldn't be surprised if lots didn't bother. They just trusted people, because I mean after 3 years of being at Cambridge and your Director of Studies has a lot of contact time with you and gets to know you very well, they probably trust people after 3 years. I haven't heard of anybody not having to give a demo yet. Probably happens though. So you could, if you're lucky, avoid that bit so you don't have to show anybody a project. Then you just hope that nothing arises the suspicions of the examiners when they read your dissertation. so they never go and look at the code you've submitted. And you could just submit like nonsense code that doesn't really do anything. You could even fake a demo, to be honest, couldn't you? Like my video summarization thing, I could have just, like if my director of studies was seeing a demo, I could have just had some pseudocode that kind of looked like it was doing something, and I could have just written code that actually just spun doing nothing for 10 minutes, saying it was processing a video and then just outputted a one that I made earlier. I mean, this is unnecessary effort to go to, and I wouldn't recommend anybody do this. I've just been thinking about it. You could quite possibly get away with not actually doing a part 2 project and just lying about the whole thing. Look at this big spider on my kitchen cupboard. Horrible. I should possibly be doing work, but I'm looking at apartments in MacLeod instead. Those ones over there, this is Street View. These look really great actually. There's a photo from like behind that fence with the saturation on like 1,000,000%. They look lovely, and they're not too expensive, and they're in the old town in MacLeod. The strip in MacLeod is this like upside down Y-shaped street here which leads to the beach, and this is going to be lined with hotels and bars and clubs and idiots getting drunk after just finishing their A-levels. I did the same thing. I went on a stereotypical lad's holiday after finishing 6th form. So if you go a bit further down, you get to these little tiny windy streets, which seems to be the old town. So it's not far away from this strip, which I mean, it's like that distance there, but apparently that's enough to make it quiet. We are struggling to decide what type of holiday we want, because it might be annoying to be in such a busy place as opposed to a holiday somewhere much more cultural. MacLeod, although it was originally somewhere that we didn't want to go to because it was kind of in the list with Magaluf and Ayia Napa, there are many TV shows that are being made out of it, like Sun Sex and Suspicious Parents and What Happens in Kalos, etc. So we originally ruled MacLeod out, but having looked at it more closely, it seems like this strip is this kind of awful place, which maybe go 2 or 3 nights when we're drunk for a night out, but all the drunk people hopefully won't venture too far away from the strip because they'll just sleep all day, then they'll go to these same clubs every night. Step outside of that, 5 minutes walk outside, you're in this little old town. Residential areas a bit further out, which seem much nicer, hopefully. Really hard to tell. You get such mixed reviews of the place. We can give it a go. Ignore my hair looking really awful. It's because I've just got out of bed and I haven't had a shower yet because some guy came to test my electrical equipment. I wasn't expecting him to turn up. I will now have a shower. Roger needs to reprint one of his pages in his dissertation. The deadline is tomorrow. He's leaving this so late, but he needs more of this smooth paper that I bought because he printed his dissertation on the same stuff and now he needs some more. So it's raining. I didn't want to go outside today, but I'm gonna go and give him this. Good luck reprinting. Okay, back inside. I finally started system on chip supervision work for tomorrow. I've been really lazy today and just procrastinated. Just like last week and the week before, I still hate this course. I still don't understand it. The notes are terrible. There's nothing on the internet about this stuff. If I end up answering the question in the exam, it's not going to go well. I'm not going to get many marks. I hate doing this. Want it to be over. The dissertation deadline is in 44 minutes. I wonder how many people still haven't submitted. I can't imagine anybody's actually late. We're going somewhere new for dinner today. Indian buffet place. It's quite far away, it's like a half an hour walk. Hopefully it'll be worth it. We're very far away from all of the colleges now. Homerton is still that way, but there's some bowling over there, there's a hotel. Never seen this stuff before. I never ventured this far. I had no idea any of this stuff was here. Oh, that's where the Frankie Benny's is. We need to go there sometime. Frankie Menny's is great, you should totally go. So this is where we're coming for dinner today. I've actually never been to a buffet thing before. We want to dessert now. There's some ice cream. We've been eating for an hour now. We're making the most of the buffet. Okay, we're heading back. We're all pretty full, but it was good. I'd recommend that place. I'm still really full from that buffet. I'm also going to be really full all of Sunday because I've got the President's brunch and then I've got the Komsky dinner afterwards. And I've just been talking to somebody who's already had a President's brunch thing a couple of weeks ago, and it's like a 3-course meal at lunchtime with loads and loads of food. And then the Komsky dinner is basically the same thing. Trying to get a hotel sorted to go on holiday in Malia, and there's this one that I showed you that we liked, but the website says there's one room left. I wanted some more details about it because the website's really unclear and ambiguous about what you get. So I emailed them and they replied saying there aren't any available. And then they just stopped replying. Their replies are totally useless. I'm going to try to phone them. It's 2:30, nearly 3 o'clock in the morning in Malia right now. But they claim they've got a 24-hour bar. So presumably somebody's there to answer a phone. Look, it's just stuck on this bit. Very suspicious of these apartments, to be honest. Although there are plenty of good reviews, so it's really hard to tell. Okay, I see what they've done. They've missed out the 7 from the phone number. I assume they should be the same, the phone and the fax number. Oh, let's try again. I have Skype credit, by the way, because I bought the student version of Office 365. It's, what, like £80 or something for a 3 or 4 year subscription. I can't even remember. It's been a while since I bought it. But it's really good value, and you get 60 Skype minutes a month, and this is the first time I've ever used them. At least I'm trying to use them. Not having much luck so far.
Ma'am?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I've just been looking on the website. I'm interested in booking one of them.
1 minute to come in, yeah? 1 minute. Hello?
Hello. I just wanted to confirm the availability of the 1-bedroom apartment.
1 second, let me get a pen.
The website says there's 1 room left, but it's just I emailed a couple of days ago and I got a reply saying it was fully booked.
Hello, is your name Jake?
Yes, it is.
Yes. The only apartment that's available is the one with 5 beds.
Okay, that doesn't sound too good. The one we want is not available. The website says it is. If I close this, 1 room left, and it lets you book it, which is really bad. The next page, it's a bit slow, but the next page takes my credit card details. There we go, billing information, and then confirm. So they would take my money, but apparently it's not available. That's why I wanted to phone. Now I think we need to find somewhere else. Although I found one which is the next street along, really close, which also looks really good, and it's £150 cheaper. So, not all is lost. Right, I'm going to have a shower.